Well, I'm ready to make another big cut. What's very important, obviously I've got this cable hooked up and it's going to pull it toward my truck, which is in back of me here. I'm leaning against it. I'm not going to be underneath that cut, and I was using a long pole saw on a cut. I was not underneath it. Really dangerous. This is an extremely dangerous event. Requires a lot of safety precaution anyway, so here we go. Let's have a look, see how we're rigged up. I'll go ahead and zoom in, and you can see the rigging. As I get closer, I'll move in a little faster, and I'll pause it. You can see it's set and ready to go, and it's going to have a lot of force. Once I hear that cut start either cracking or where the actual cut line is, it starts to widen, I'll get out and pull my truck forward and move this thing towards the front, away from my buildings. Okay, I'm making a unique cut where I'm going to do a pivot attempt. And I'll show you, I'll run it up here and show you what I'm cutting. Here we go, following the cable, and there it is up there. Okay, so here's the close-up. I'll zoom in on it. We're going to pull that through, that V there. Below that, it's going to fall into a drainage ditch. It's probably from there about 30 feet. Before it goes down in there. So here's the rigging. There's my truck down there. And I'll show you the drainage ditch and my fence. This thing's heavy enough to where it could really thrash my fence. I'd have to repair it. Just finished my notch cut. Here it is. discuss this for a minute. Okay, so here's the side. You can see how thick it is. It's not a whole tree. If the tree was in place, the thousands and thousands of pounds that have been trimmed away, it would fall. So I'm not worried about it right now. I'm going to come in and I'm going to cut it about like this. And there's going to be from the force of the cut, it's going to want to move back too, and I don't want it to hit my fence. So I'm going to come in at an angle and cut down here. What I do is I watch and I listen as I know I'm getting closer. Once I see this gap start to open or I hear crackling, I back away from it. But once again, I have tension pulling it forward, so I know where to stand, stay out of harm's way, of course. And I see this is a little high, so I'm going to trim this down so it doesn't hit and push it past this pivot point here. So I'm going to trim this down and get it lower. So when it does hit, it's going to move a little bit. That's something to push up against instead of just going backward. I've trimmed it down quite a bit. I'd say that's about 3 or 4 inches to allow this front part to really come down. It was up here like this, so it allows it to lean forward where I want it. I'm going to make my cut back here at an angle so when it starts to fall, it has something to push on, because there's a lot of force and energy coming down here. I've got energy pulling it, and gravity's also giving it energy. Okay, to talk about the cut. So again, this relieved the front to allow it to pivot. And you can see that this is up here, and so it was pushing against this. And this is all material that was left. I didn't cut all the way through. I stopped. I listened for it to crack and the movement forward because I have the wire on it, the tension, and it showed me that it was opening. It was going from a regular saw cut, which is as thick as my finger, and it went to right here, going forward, about this high, about as thick as my thumb. I just made this cut, smoothed it out. I'm in these holes. Right here is the cambium layer. This here carries the nutrients of the tree. I'm going to put herbicide in here, liquid herbicide, and let it soak into the cambium layer to terminate the tree. Right here is your cambium layer where the exchange goes on to keep this tree moving up, and I want it to stop growing and to terminate its branches and everything else. There we go, getting it on there. And this is going to absorb it. I'll come back. You can see I got more in here, and I'll do another dose.
This cut wood should lose about 50% of its weight when dried out. With it being another high temperature summer, I'll be hauling it to the dump in no time. And thank you for watching.